on the project. So I believe you seeing other people's project, it may inspire you on probably some method some use and how they're able to go about what they did in their project. So let me just go to my Google, is it Google Docs, just to bring out the submission. Okay, I think this is it. So this is just like the submission link for everybody's project. And okay, I think the only person, if the person is here, I think Ayomide sales analysis. I think this is the only link that is not clickable. I think the person did not upload it to Google Drive. So probably after the class, I will ask the person to share with me. Like maybe the person should upload it to Google Drive and share it with me, or probably send the whole. No, I will send the person to upload it to Google Drive, so that because it's still part of learning also. So maybe after the class. So let me just start by picking the first project. This is the link to it. So let me just click on that. So basically this is the data the person use. We don't necessarily need to know the person's name, but just to see it and probably learn one or two things from everybody's approach to the project. So this is the data, and the person made a pivot table 1, 2 and 3, then also a dashboard. So I will start by looking into the project. Let me see. So here the features we have here, we have name, we have platform, we have year, we have gen, we have publishers, we have. So these are just like features in this data. And basically the person that works on the project may have some views, probably analyzing the data based on the publishers, or probably analyzing it based on the year to know the year and the publishers, or probably the numbers of sales of each publishers, or probably the publishers that have the maximum sales. And I think those sales have some name, which we have JP sales and EU sales. Probably these are some meaning, and you may want to know the total of what is going on and know the names of the person that have maybe maximum sales, or the books or the publishers that have maximum sales, or probably the platform that enhance those sales, or looking into the year. So there are so many factors we can look into while work. That's why I think I said it during Python class that these are one of the reason why we should have end results. Because me looking at this data, there are a lot of things that will come to my mind on the approach I can give it, or anything I can do with the data. But once the expected result is already here, like you know what you are working towards, or you frame a business problem or problem statement about the data or about the niche you are working on, it will give you a clearer pictures on the analysis you want to make. So now let me click on this person's first pivot table. So this person first pivot table is this working on the average of sales versus gen. So now these are just like, this to me look okay, and at least it shows based on what the person is trying to picture, like working around the two, and the person is able to give the title, the X labels and the Y label, which they are kind of necessary while working on a project. And I think using this bar chart also shows like it's much easier to see the one that we can see here that platform has the highest number, highest sales, and we have the grand total. We have, I think this shows some necessary information we need to see. Then let me go, but this does not really shows the necessary information actually, because this should have this will surely stress anybody. That's why I would not really advise us to use a pie chart while doing some analysis. It's only if you know how you can probably put in the percentage on each part, because this is divided into each part. If you know how you can put the percentage inside of it, that it will be very very easy to see that okay, this place has this particular percentage, this has particular percentage, this has so seeing the percentage, it will be much easier for anybody to see and to catch up that okay, this is what we are actually trying to do. And also is it heat map, like just something, or legend, just something explaining that okay, this particular color, this is what is actually trying to represent. Maybe it's action, maybe it's adventures, maybe so that should be much presentable. That is, you put a legend here showing that okay, the blue color represent this particular color represent this stuff represent this, and also this percentage being on this. Just like, I think that will make it much easier for anybody to see that okay, this color, this is what it represent, and you can easily see the percentage of what you are trying to do. I think this is still okay, but the chart is something I cannot really recommend. So let me look into, because I need to be fast so that I'll be able to go through almost all. So also this sum of sales, I think this also shows something, at least knowing the actions versus what you plot. This is still okay in terms of pivot table. It will be very easier for anybody to see that okay, this is the numbers of these particular things that you are trying to do. So let me look into the dashboard. Okay, you try to bring them together, which is also nice. But another thing is, me just seeing the chart and what you did is actually nice, but I may not be convinced, or I may not really understand what you are doing. You that you did the work will be the best person to know or understand it, because you have some intuition, or you have some I don't know, you have some ideas on, like there is, how can I put that, like you the person that works on it, like you just, in terms of analytical thinking, there's something that prompt you, or something that make you pick okay, average sales versus this that. It would have been nice if you can just put okay, you can write just a short something about it, trying to explain what is going on. Because now if you present this to me as a stakeholders, I will just need to be trying to figure out okay, this is what you are saying here, this is what, so you should have just, that's why I said in a PowerPoint presentation. So what that PowerPoint presentation really helps is that you can easily copy some of this chart and put it there and just explain small small things about what you are trying to do. So that anybody just picking it up, or you are presenting it to somebody that give you project, it will be easier for the person to, okay, this chart, this is what he's saying, this is the communication of this chart, this is it. And also I said using some kind of chart is not really advisable, just like this pie chart. If you don't really know how to use pie chart very well, it I cannot really recommend it, because now looking at this is kind of confusing too. And as a data analyst, you must simplify everything, like make it simple in a way that, because if somebody that is trying to employ you knows data analysis, he's not going to employ you anyway, so he's going to do it itself. So you now trying to analyze data and giving it out in a way that the person still need to be thinking, they may even sack the person sha, because once they want you to solve problem, you are also creating problem. So that's just it. So you just picking a chart that is very very simple, that they can easily see and know that, okay, with some short insight that you're able to add to your chart, they'll be able to see it and, oh wow, this is what this person is trying to do, or this is what this particular chart means. They are going to It's going to be very very easy for them to catch up. So I think this is all about this particular project. So let me pick another one. Okay, I think this particular person did it twice. Okay, this is the data. Or okay, let me just, okay, okay. So this person also did a great job by putting, okay, gender reaction to purpose. So the person is able to put in the chart by putting, okay, female, male, then some of the discounts over and purchase. So gender reaction to purchase. Okay, the person want to know how, like, looking into the gender on how they, okay, it's good here for showing, okay, female, male, and also I think some of the discounts offer and purchase. So some of the pearl purchase and some of the distance purchase. Okay, inside, female implicitly reach out to customer service compared to male. So I think this person also did a great job, because number one, it will not really stress me to know what is going on here by giving us the insight and trying to explain. But this particular chart here, especially this one, is not communicating anything. Or is it communicating purchase important to customer? Okay, purchase. The only thing I can say, I think these two particular chart is communicating something, but this one, like the way it is, I don't really see any clear, like, any clear insight from it. But it's nice. It's very nice in a way that you actually had some insight here that anybody can go through and probably know. And I believe this is our first, just like first assignment or first project. At least we are learning something. We are learning something. So let me look at the third one. Okay, the person even submitted twice. Okay, should I think the person submitted. Okay, it's still the same thing. So let me just go for this. Okay. Yeah, when I saw this particular stuff, I was amazed by how the person approached the project. Like, this is just like how a data analysis project should be, and this is what I was actually trying to pass across. That after you analyze your project, you should be able to, who is that, you know.
Put down, put down.
So I think I'm able to mute the person. So basically, this just like, because I think when I was checking, I just, so basically, as a data analyst, even showing somebody your Microsoft Excel or spreadsheet does not really count most of the time. What counts is your PowerPoint presentation. So you presenting the insight in a, like you putting it together in a slide where somebody can easily go through it. Okay, now the person is analyzing supermarket sales, and here the person is giving an introduction of, okay, the growth of supermarket in most populated city. So like just trying to, okay, this particular project, this is all about, so the growth of this. So he's just trying to, and this first, after putting the names of the, like the problem you are solving, just like supermarket sales, you can go ahead by, like, the next slide may be a problem statement. So when you see the data, you can frame, okay, this particular data, this should be the problem. And even on Kaggle, at times there is always, but not always, but at times if you check that data very well, you see that they put some description, just like in form of the problem statement, that is the challenge that they are trying to solve using that particular data. So you can also coin out, or probably just summarize something out of it and make use of it in your own data. If you check Kaggle very well, if you want to, anytime you want to download the data, just look at the description or look at some information with that particular data. You see that the what they put there may be business statement or problem statement, that is the problem they are trying to address, because most of those data are from researchers, like they are making research on particular something. That's why they are able to gather the data, and after their research work they make it open and free to everybody to use and practice. That's why they upload it to Kaggle. And at times it may be because of competition, just like they taking the data there for people to compete and try to write some algorithm or do some analysis to solve some particular problem. So when anytime you are working in a company or in a firm, or you collected a project, when once the person give you the data and you are able to picture, maybe from your interaction, asking a right question from the person that gave you the project. So after doing that, what always next is, like you bringing out or coin out the business problem. So based on, the person may even be the one to give you, okay, this is the problem we are trying to address with this particular data. So once the person give you the data, give you some basic tips on the problem is trying to solve, you can just frame it as the business or problem statement. So it may be the first slide after this particular stuff. So, and also another challenge I have with this slide, as the person has done a very good job, is the color mixing, that is putting this particular color on this background. At times it may look hard, especially me seeing it, I don't really like the combination of the color. So as a data analyst also, you should be able to look for a color that it will be very very, just like maybe you are placing black on white or placing red on this on, so like a color that will be, or probably blue. So look for a color that it will make, like maybe the background and what you are writing, it will make what you are writing, the background that will make what you are writing to shine for people to be able to read it, and it will not really difficult for them to see. So the only issue I have is just the color mixing. So I don't really like the ideas of the background and the color on it. So after putting the introduction, going next, you can see this is one of the reason why I said the person did a good job by putting the chart and also writing some comment. So here I can easily read this and see, okay, this chart, this is what it's doing, so this particular chart, this is what it's doing, and this, and I cannot say you are right, especially with your analysis, and I cannot say you are wrong. If I pick the project up again, I may also analyze it in another way, and that's normal in data analysis. That's why I always shout end result, then also criteria, success criteria. That is when you know your end result, and after your analysis, you must be able to use your success criteria to evaluate what you've done. Is it the expected, like the result you got, is it the expected result or you are getting something else? So once you are able to set up a metrics on your expecting result, then after you concluded your analysis, you must be able to use some success criteria to validate what you've done. That is it, that you are like, do you truly get what you claim you are, like your initial, I don't know, maybe you are getting what I'm trying to pass across. So once you have your end result before you start the project, after you are done with the project, you must be able to compare your end result before you started it and the result you got after when you finish the project. So using some success criteria metrics. So after that, the person also, the only issues I have is the color mixing, because this is kind of hard for me to see, and I believe it will be hard for any stakeholders or anybody giving you a project to see also. So we just be mindful of mixing of colors, and the color is not about how beautiful your chart is. What they are looking for in your work as a data analyst is the simplicity. You being able to represent data in a chart in a very simple way that is simple for anybody to see and understand what you are trying to do. Even if you draw a beautiful chart or make a beautiful color and it's hard for people to see the real insight, people may be discouraged. So it's very very nice to use a color that shine, just like a color that will be very very easy to see. So that's the only, because this person follow the right procedure, because this is just what I want actually, and this is what any stakeholder will want. They care less about your data. Once they give you data, they care less about the method you use, probably your chart, the like, I mean your Microsoft Excel or Power BI uh, or Python or anything you use. Nobody cares. They only cares about the chart and the insight. Because if you are given the insight and there is no chart that back it up, nobody will really believe you. So when you are trying to say something, probably, yeah, just like this person said, from this insight it's obvious that e-wallet is the most commonly used payment. So now it's telling me that e-wallet is the most commonly used method. So there must be a chart that shows that what this person is saying here is actually true. So once you have a chart that back that insight up, that's when you are now a data analyst, because you say something and you have a graphics or chart to back what you are saying up from the data you are given. So I think that's just all I can say here, and the person is able to give this just like the summary. So this summary, we do call it, this summary should come after the dashboard, because it's not, we don't really call it summary sef, you can call it recommendation. That is, after you've worked through the data, these are what you can tell the company, to probably the method they can use, or this the problem you notice, and this how they can go about solving it. So I think that's what really matters. So before I click on maybe the fourth or the fifth one, is there any question based on what I've said, or should I just continue what I'm doing? So I think this another
Hello,
person.
Mr.
Okay.
Bali.
Good evening.
My own question is that, please, are you recording this class? Are you recording this class?
Yes, I'm recording it. I'm recording it.
Yes, yes.
All right. So this another person's work. We have presentation. The person said, okay, software development. Okay, this is it. I'm going to probably copy this and also click on this. So because I want to see the two. So this is the chart, and I will always say it's because I'm a let me just say it's because I'm a tutor. That's why I may want to click on your Excel or chart. If you are working for a company, they may care less about your chart or your Excel or your Python. Nobody cares. They only cares about the insight and the chart you are able to back it up. So and you working on this, the only thing that you can do is by copying those charts. And if it is Python, there is a way we save chart. So when you save it to your PC, you can easily use it in your presentation slide. So now this is just it. These are the okay. Let me just click on some of okay. So this one, just because the person use uh pie chart, the person should have used the percentage and also make a legend. Okay, this is a legend. Wow, this is a legend explaining okay, this particular color belong to this, but it will be nice if this is in percentage so that it will be much easier to understand. So let me check on another one. Also, I think this person keep using pie charts. I think the person love okay, wow. So this also something happen here. This is too clumsy. There is a lot of things on this. So I will, as a data analyst, I will not really encourage you putting more, like it's too clumsy. So you should have probably go for another chart or try to probably remove all this, not to this is too clumsy. And also it may be from your data cleaning process. So at times we do put some, you can even put some amount in some certain category so that it's going to make the number to be lesser. Like it will not make, like for you not to be working with too large number. That's what we did when we are working with this age range. So we break it into young, middle, and so at times if the number is too large and there are a lot of information, you can put them in category for you, for it to be able to see it in a, so that to make it easier. That's just what I want to say. So the only thing I can say here is this stuff is too clumsy. And look at this number now. I cannot see it because you are placing a color that is not showing on another color. That's another thing. Because as anybody that is a stakeholders or giving you a project, they want, like, the reason why they give you is to make their life simple. So and you are now analyzing the data and making it hard for them, so they will be discouraged and they may not really see anything there. So let me just move to the slide. Okay, this is the slide, this is the slide, this is the slide, this is the slide. So this slide also really makes sense, but the only thing is all this insight, once you don't provide a chart that back it up, nobody is going to believe you, because it can just be like your thought and there is nothing to back it up. So when you have some insight, like that is your intuition about some things, especially as a data analyst or a data scientist. You are a scientist that work with data. That is, you must be able to present a data that, like, you cannot just talk to anybody anyhow that this is what you feel, or this, you must have, like, that's why you are given a data and they call you data analyst or data scientist. You must be, like, anything you are saying must be backed up with the data and the chart. The chart, like, the chart comes from the data. So if you are showing chart, that source is from the data. So that is, you are not just giving an insight, you are giving an insight on that. That's why they will said a data, you want to make them to have a data driven solution. Like, you want to provide a data driven solution. That is, data driven solution is a solution from data. So it's not your thought or probably what you just feel, because also there is something called bias in data. Like, as a data analyst or data scientist, we have bias, and what bias does is, you just now, if there is an occupation, let me say maybe data analyst, you can just feel like, okay, the high numbers of, and probably they are talking about males and female, so you can just feel like, okay, we must have a higher numbers of male in this particular field, or just because you believe that, okay, people that will show interest in this particular field should be male, and females shouldn't, because this is not probably tech. Just like you sha having a background knowledge about something and you are bringing it to data, whereas with the data, both of them may share the same percentage. So you must not bring bias to your analysis, and you must not just bring what you just thought about to the analysis. You must be able to defend anything you say with a chart from your data. So that's the only thing I can correct about this. So let me pick another one. So I'll be able to finish this thing, or why? So the person that submitted this, probably the person should try to submit again. This particular chart, this particular file is not accessible for me, abi. So this particular file is not accessible for me. So wow. So this person also try, but using this particular chart, I think I've said something like that. You must be able to use legend and try to put the percentage inside of it. And this particular color, I don't really like it. We can just be simple instead of putting more. So we can just be simple with probably blue and something that, I don't know, but that's just what I feel, sha. But it's actually nice, at least putting the findings and the insights also with the data, but it will be much preferable if those charts are being represented in a PowerPoint presentation, just like the previous one I used to explain. So putting them in a PowerPoint presentation will be more presentable for anybody giving you a project, or probably even you can be a CEO of your company and you are trying to do some analysis on what is going on in your business. So you putting in the PowerPoint presentation will make you to be able to easily track what is going on. So and it will look more presentable. So what is this? Let me click on this. So also here, I think this person also did a nice job, but the person should have just used all these y-axis and to make it more presentable. Top three products. The numbers are kind of small and they are difficult to see. So those are things we need to work on. Okay, this trend, I think this also is able to pass across something. This one is kind of bad because I think the person is in rush or something. You only have 42% here. How about the other chart? What is then also legend showing what even this 42%, I don't know what it means. So the person should have showed, okay, this particular thing, oh, what is happening in this with this color, this is what is happening, this is what is happening, this is what is happening, just something like that. And this background sef is something else oh. This black is too, it should have just been just white, and I'm so sure this color will shine on this white. So and the person also put the insight, but what I will still say is that it's good to put it in PowerPoint presentation than you putting it on your spreadsheet or Microsoft Excel. So this particular person should try to upload his project to Google Drive and share the link with me just like this so that I'll be able to click on it, because this is just like a part on the person's laptop and there's no way I can access the part on your laptop. So just upload anything you've done to your Google Drive, then share. You see that this is just like a document dot google dot this. So just share, or and it can be OneDrive, so any of them. So let me click on this. So in this one, this is what this person did. Oh wow, nice. I really love this also. I really love this. I really love this. The only thing I can say is this particular color on this chart, I don't really like it because it's hard for me to see this color of what the person has written on this particular chart, and that's how it will be hard for anybody that give you project also. The I think one of the things that we should work on is color mixing. So know the color that shows, and it's not about even color mixing. Anytime you are working on it and you see, you can call another person to just look at what you are doing. Okay, can you see this thing clearly? Is it convenient for you to see? And once the person is able to provide you feedback, you see that you need to change it. This the person also did a great job by following the procedure, introduction, even where the person got project the data from. I really love this, I really love it. So this is very nice. And the only issues I have here is placing this color on this, so it's very very hard for me to see. That's the only thing I can say the person did wrong. So this is a nice approach to a data analysis project. So this person need to give me access, and I will not be requesting access now. This also need to give me access. Oh, okay. Wow, I really love this. I really really love this also. So the person did a great job also by showing all this. But the only thing I can say is, even in your design journey, you must not make us to lose interest in what we really want to see. So but this actually look nice. This really nice. This really nice. This really nice. But after doing all this, there should be a slide for probably summary or recommendation on what you've been able to see. So instead of putting it here, you can just be on a single slide. You just because you show us chart with some of your intuition or some of your insight, you don't necessarily need to work with chart here again. And the way you do it here, it's kind of hard for me to. I want something that is very 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 simple. So this should have been the last, or maybe second to the last slide. So you just bringing out the conclusion alone, even without the chart. So you can create a slide for the chart, then just in that last one, just writing it bold and let them be able to read it. I think that's all for this. Based on what I've been seeing, I think it's just like the same issues with most of all what we've done. Just like probably somebody did not put it in PowerPoint presentation, or probably the color you use is not really easy to see. And I think it's just like, if I just keep checking, it's still the same thing I will be saying over time, again and again and again. So I guess it's just like the same. So the major thing is picking the data, cleaning the data, using maybe pivot table, or if you are using Excel, or you can also use any tools of your choice. And when you are making your visualization, make if you are using pie chart, try to make the percentage to be in it, or try to picture it in a way that it will be very easy. Use a legend and make it more visual appealing, like make it easy for people to see. So, and also when you are doing some analysis, you can call someone to see what you are trying to do. Is it very easy for the person to see what you are trying to communicate? I think that really help. And also, anytime after your analysis, try to copy some charts to PowerPoint presentation, then writing some insight. You can see why you are working on it. So you writing the insight and putting the chart, it's just like you are giving them, you are trying to make your insight to be data driven. That is, you are supporting your fact with data, with chart from that data. So you are not just saying something, you are saying it based on the data. You are not biased. You are not using your background knowledge or domain knowledge about the analysis. You are just like, you are you are completely new or neutral to what you are doing. You are providing every insight from the data. That's just the essence of giving the chart and trying to write something about it. So let's just ask question based on what I've said, because I know that that's what will be the problem with all. So with all the submission, so it's either we do it or we don't do it. And also the color, let's know, like, always try to use the color that is very very easy to see, not a color that is fine and is dangerous to the eyes and is not even communicating anything. So let's use a color that is very very simple to see. So any question based on what I've explained so far? Any question? Are you still with me? And I believe we learn one or two things from all I've been saying. So if we have question, let's ask actually, so that I can know probably we are confused with something. That's why we are not, because the next assignment to you, it will still be individual. So I don't want it to be group anymore because of managing conflicts and the likes. So I don't want that. So let everybody just do it and submit what you've done. So please, you can go ahead to ask your question. I just quickly want to stop this recording.